Style is not a display of wealth, but an expression of our true, authentic, and original imagination. Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to Sugar Mama's Fire Play podcast. I am Canna Campbell. Two quick reminders. Number one, make sure you're following me on Instagram at Sugar Mama TV, because this is where I provide you with all the immediate access, swipe up links to all of my content the moment it goes live. Whether it be a podcast, a blog post, or a YouTube video, you can quickly and easily access it there. And of course, make sure you are following me at Canna Campbell Official. This is my fun Instagram account. It's where I share with you my capsule wardrobe fashion reels, beauty hacks, work-life balance, motherhood, minimalism. It's just my fun creative account where I kind of have a bit of a laugh as I try and keep it all together in a modern day world. And the other final reminder is, of course, please make sure you read in the podcast description below my general advice warning and disclaimer along with my license details. As you're aware, all of my content is always general advice. I'm never giving you personal advice, and I'm never giving you any product advice because I simply don't know anything about your financial situation, your risk profile, your goals, your deadlines. So please always, always, always bear that in mind. All of my content is general advice only. All right, let's get started. Now, today I want to talk to you about fashion and shopping. I know this is going to sound like a massive contradiction to my message of being financially responsible, but the truth is my message is probably not really a message, but it's more about a philosophy, and my philosophy is not a strict one. I am not going to tell you you can't do this, you can't buy that. In fact, I'm all about balance. I never want you to be mean or deprive yourself or bully yourself or have these aggressive, strict rules and regulations, because that's not what I'm about. I'm about balance. I'm about joy. I'm about respect. I'm about mindfulness. Whether it be your budgeting approach, your shopping approach, your investing approach, your saving approach, I want you to always come from a place of kindness and empowerment. It's a little bit like a diet. If I told you to go on a really strict diet where you're not allowed any dairy, you can't have any carbohydrates, you can't have any sugar, you can't have any gluten, it'll work for maybe a week or two if you're lucky, but then you'll snap and you'll have a blowout. And it's the same with money. If you don't allow some space for, balance and some spending, in combination with other financial responsibilities, you'll have a blowout, a financial blowout, and you'll go spend a whole pile of money on your credit card and get deeper into debt or undo all the hard work that you've done in paying off that credit card. I don't want you to be aggressive and mean. I just want you to have balance when it comes to your money. And shopping and spending money is actually okay when you do it in the right way, with the right priorities, with the right reasons, with the right attitudes and the right approach. And you'll enjoy the process so much more. You'll enjoy it guilt-free. And you'll also get a lot more joy, pleasure, and satisfaction when you make your purchases doing it the right way. And you won't find the need to go back to the shops and repeat the process all again, trying to find that high. The desire to, head back to the store or jump online and this insatiable appetite to continue on consuming and consuming is not healthy. But when we shop in the right way, the responsible way, in a mindful way, we don't have that. It's kind of like the perfect adequate sufficiency. When you go to a restaurant and you order the healthiest thing on the menu, you don't overorder. You order the right minerals, the right vitamins, it's a really healthy dish, and you walk out of the restaurant going, you know what, I'm full. I feel like I've got the right amount of energy and not bloated or lethargic. You don't feel the need to then go home and bury your head in a bowl of ice cream because you've eaten the right meal that's right for you and your body in that restaurant. It's exactly the same with money and shopping and spending. If you do it in a balanced way and within boundaries and steps, which I'm going to share with you today, you enjoy it guilt-free. It fulfills you. It gives you that high, and that high lasts a really long time so that you don't need to go and buy more and consume more and go on the hunt for the next outfit or the next pair of shoes. Now, I really enjoy fashion. I love watching trends come and go. I love watching trends evolve. I love seeing new brands emerge and new influencers and how their style evolves. And I like nice things. I like luxuries. But when I shop, And when I buy something that's, a splurge, I try and always stay grounded. And I try and follow this formula or these steps or this philosophy, which I'm going to share with you today. And to be really, really honest with you, whilst I do have the occasional regretful purchase where I think, oh my goodness, what was I thinking? That was not a great idea. What a waste of money. They are few and far between. It's not that common for me to have that regretful waste purchase. So in today's podcast on financial foreplay, I want to share with you how I shop, how I have worked out my style, how I have worked out the best attitude and approach to take towards shopping. And the reason why I want to share this with you is not to encourage you to go shopping and reinvent your style and rebuild your capsule wardrobe collection, but to help you get more value out of your purchases, more joy out of what you choose to buy. Because this will ultimately help you save money, both immediately and well into the long run. And every time you save money, or every time I help you save money, I really hope that you can then proactively use these savings towards your own financial goals, whether it be paying off debt, whether it be building up some emergency savings, or starting up an investment portfolio of long-term growing passive income. Every time I help you do something that's good with money, that it helps reduce and alleviate the financial stress in your life just simply evaporates. And of course, we all cannot deny or forget about the environmental benefit when it comes to shopping more mindfully, in that we reduce the amount of waste, we reduce the amount of landfill, and also we reduce the amount of toxic pollution that is created by the textile industry. So it's not just about saving money and defining our style, but also taking a respectful, kind approach towards our planet. Now, by no means do I think I am a fashion influencer or style icon, quite far from it. And I'm someone who has been spending way too much time living in my highly flammable polyester, dirty dark dressing gown. I like to be comfortable. I really enjoy clothes, and I personally think I actually play it quite safe when it comes to fashion. I'm not someone who goes too wild in my experimenting, but I still really enjoy the process of getting dressed each day. I never look at my wardrobe and go, I've got nothing to wear, or nothing's right, or nothing matches. I enjoy shopping, but I don't feel the need to, that insatiable appetite to continue on consuming. And I'll just take you through all of my steps as to how I shop. All right, let's get started on how to shop mindfully, enjoy fashion with respect, kindness, and admiration towards our own financial well-being in a balanced modern day world. First of all, I have invested a lot of time and energy up front, really understanding what I am gravitated towards. You see, I'm someone who can get really overwhelmed and really over-inspired by loving everything. And this is particularly something a trap that I fell into when I was in my early 20s, where anything I saw that I thought, oh wow, that's cool, or that's fashionable, isn't she cool? I would try and emulate. I'd head to the shops and try and recreate their look and waste a whole pile of money. So by taking the time to stop and ask myself, what is it about that look, that person, that image, whether it be someone walking down the street, or whether it be on Instagram or a magazine or on television, I stop and ask myself what it is you really like. Now that has trained me to fine-tune my eye to really hone in exactly what it is about that look, so I can take the key components of that outfit and apply it in my own way I shop and the way that I style my own outfits and put together my own items and the way I choose to present myself. And sometimes, it's about asking myself, well, is it the color that person's wearing, the shade of blue? Or is it the color combination of how they're wearing a shade of blue with a light gray, or a yellow with a pop of orange, whatever it may be, actually articulate it? Is it the style? Is it the way someone's chosen to style it? The other day I was sitting at the lights in my car, and this girl was waiting at the lights to cross and walk across, and she looked so chic, but so simple. And I could have very easily looked at her outfit. She was wearing black jeans and a clean white t-shirt that was tucked in all the way around, and little white sneakers, and had these classic black sunglasses perched above her head. The old me would have run to the store and just bought the first pair of black jeans and white t-shirt and not pulled it off. But really what it was is the way she took pride in presenting herself. You see, the t-shirt was ironed and fresh and like a really clean, crisp white. She'd rolled up the sleeves. She'd tucked the t-shirt all the way around in. And the jeans were just rolled up at the cuff, at the ankle. And she was wearing little clean white sneakers. And the sunglasses were just this really classic kind of Jackie O style perched on her head, and her hair and makeup looked clean and fresh. And she looked healthy. And that is what I loved. So stopping and looking at that, I was able to go, all right, she's taken time, she's taken care. I'm going to make an effort tomorrow morning as I get dressed and try and apply some of those principles. I also like to stop and look at what the fabric is. Is it a linen? Is it a breathable fabric? Does it look soft and comforting and nourishing? Is it a fabric that just looks like it just falls elegantly? What's the cut like? Is the cut really clean and crisp and minimal? What are the details? Perhaps, it's the little studs on the shoes that match the hardware on the handbag. Or is it the tortoiseshell sunglasses that match, the beige colored top? Actually stopping and investing some time and energy, fine-tuning and articulating to myself what it is that I like about that. Now, in knowing that, it's really helped me understand, respect, and admire style. And it's allowed me to really get to know my sense of style, where my tastes are, what my values are, particularly when it comes to minimalism and fashion. And then I apply it to my own shopping and fine-tune my own style. I guess you could say in simplistic terms, it's allowed me to feel more comfortable in my own skin. And from that, I'm able to take the right rules and regulations when it comes to hitting the stores to see where I'm going off track. A couple of key influences that I love that have really helped me easily articulate what I love, and that is the style icon, Grace Kelly. I love that 1940s, 1950s Mad Men era. The women could take a crisp man's shirt and still make it so elegant and feminine by tucking it in neatly, rolling up the sleeves, flicking up the collar. It's timeless, it's clean, it's elegant, it's quite minimal. They'd style it with some high-waisted shorts or a high-waisted skirt. They'd then structure it with a feminine handbag. After all, the Hermes Kelly bag is named after Grace Kelly. I love style that is always in style. And so I use this application to build my style. And particularly Grace Kelly is the person that I think about when I go shopping and putting together outfits for work or special events or special occasions, or if I'm doing a client presentation or a keynote speaking event. Then for my more casual wear, I have this girl I've been following on Instagram for many, many years, and her Instagram account is fashion_Jackson. And she's like the modern day version of Grace Kelly. She's taken the same principles and is able to style it in a modern day world where she wears probably more comfortable clothes, more casual clothes, but still has a very clean, minimalistic approach in the way she has fashion. And this is something I really want to touch on because I am a minimalist. I hate owning lots and lots of stuff. So if I'm going to buy something, it's really got to be worn. It's got to be able to complement other things in my wardrobe. And I'll come to this in a second. So by investing my time in upfront, it's allowed me to work out what my style is. And I know that I like simple, clean, classic lines. No ruffles, no frills, no lace, no sequins, no loud, bold prints and colors and shiny fabrics. But this has allowed me to understand that I like a color palette that's filled with neutrals and then mixed with pastels. Soothing, calm, relaxing, tranquil colors like a pastel blue, a pastel pink, even a touch of peach in there. So when I go shopping or look online, I know to stick to this color palette because it will mean that everything in my wardrobe works with it, complements. I can grab outfits in a hurry and they will work together in harmony, in unison. I know that if I catch myself being like looking at, say, loud colors or bright prints or patterns and shiny fabrics, I know that I'm going off track. So alarm bells, start going off loudly in my head and I know to click out of the shop or to walk out of the shop. Now, interestingly, this investment of time and something I really recommend you invest doing if you're trying to work out how to be a better shopper. But it's allowed me to really appreciate other people's style. So when I see someone that looks like $1 million, they look fabulous. They're pulling off this bright, loud, wild dress with leopard print and sequins and colors and like one of those beautiful caftan outfits. I can take a step back and show respect and admiration to the way that they've put together this amazing outfit, how they've managed to mix and match bright colors and layers and details. And I really love that. And I actually can step back and not feel the need or the desire to go and copy or emulate that person, which, as I said, is a trap that I fell into when I was much younger, and I would waste money in this way. And if I ever find myself looking at them and thinking, still, no, there's something amazing about that outfit, I'll say, all right, just take one thing from that outfit and apply it to your own if it's really, you just can't stop thinking about it. And it might often be, say, a leopard print belt, which will always look great with a neutral outfit. Or it might be a color that's off topic for me. So it might be like the one color that I allow in my wardrobe that really pops, and it's my, off track or my rogue outfit that doesn't normally sit in my wardrobe, but for some reason I just like it to have as a refreshing change. But quite often when I'm looking at these amazingly loud and wonderful and elaborate outfits, really what I'm actually drawn to is their confidence, their energy, their vibe. And that's what I then try and take as well, or not really take, because it sounds like I'm taking their energy from them, but I try and, I guess, magnify or reflect or allow them to reflect their energy onto me, so I can, next time I'm getting dressed and putting together an outfit, I can shine with some of their confidence that's inspired me. Now, the second step I want to share with you is how I afford to shop. Okay, shopping is in my budget. I allow a certain amount of money each month within my budget. It's a flat dollar amount, and this money is allowed to be used each month for clothing, shoes, and accessories. Now, some months I don't use this amount at all, or I only use, say, half of it, or a quarter of it, or 3/4 of it. And whatever I don't use, I allow it to roll over to the next month. Now, this is really great because I don't feel the pressure to have to buy something every month, because I certainly don't buy something every month. But if I have something that I've seen in the shop that I have my eye on, or something online, and I know it's more expensive, it's over what my monthly budget allows, I can put that money towards something that's more expensive. So say, for example, my budget's say $100 per month, and I've seen a dress that I like that's $300. I can choose not to shop for, say, 3 months and use that $300 in savings to pay for that $300 dress. And quite often I find that, I don't need anything, because I do shop the right way. I don't have this insatiable appetite to continue on shopping and consuming. I'll put those savings where I don't use up to the full amount towards the $1,000 project. And if it's something that's really, really expensive, like something that is like a handbag purchase, something that I'm going to save up for the whole year, of course I can use this amount of money from my monthly budget to save up towards it. But then if it's something I really, really want, even with my monthly budget amount is not going to be enough to pay for it, and I'm talking something like a handbag, I will then freely and happily and eagerly go out and hustle, go and find some extra things that I can do to bring in some extra money, magnify my savings, even cut things I can cut in my budget, such as taking lunch to work every week for a month, so I can free up the money to help me get even closer to buying that handbag, for example. And I will never go and use a credit card. And this is the great thing by allowing some shopping money in my budget, is I never use a credit card. If I use a credit card, it's simply for the points. I stand at the counter, or I stand, sit at my desk and transfer the money from my everyday account onto my credit card, so I collect the points and I pay for that item, and off I go. But I never ever create credit card debt. And because of that, it allows me to enjoy my purchases guilt-free. I know that I've never ever jeopardized my financial goals, or the success of my financial goals and my financial well-being when it comes to consuming things which are, let's face it, are reasonably materialistic to a certain degree, because it's just not worth it when it comes to financial stress and what it does to our overall health and well-being. Now, as I said, having a clothing allowance in my budget allows me to respect and value my budget. It keeps me in check, and I never feel like I'm having to go without. And the amount of money that I have in my budget each month has evolved over time. As I've had pay rises, promotions, my mortgages come down more, or I've invested more, or I've achieved my own financial goals, I've been able to adjust and tweak and change my clothing allowance within my budget accordingly. And there are times in my life where I think, I actually want to cut down my clothing allowance so I can focus more on, maybe changing my gym membership to a different type, or potentially using that money for something different, such as more massages or other self-care, self-love hacks. But it gives me a safe boundary to play on, and I know exactly how much I've got, and I know to stay within that boundary. And so therefore I really respect money. Also, I should point out, when it comes to paying for items that are like a luxury item, or even actually, to be honest, even just an everyday item, I'm very happy to embrace the secondhand economy, or more fashionably now known as the pre-loved market. I love that pre-loved clothing reduces landfill. I love that I'm saving money because if, say, for example, I've got a $100 budget and I managed to pick up a dress for, say, $50 instead of $100, I love that I'm creating a $50 savings that I can put towards, say, the $1,000 project. And I also love the flow-on effect of the pre-loved economy. You see, if I buy a dress for $50, I know that that $50 is going into someone's pocket and can help them with their own financial goals and their own journey. And I know I'm going to probably sound a little bit crazy, but particularly when it comes to, like, say, a handbag that I buy from the pre-loved market, it makes that item a bit more special. It's got a story behind it. It's been places. It's perhaps been places that I've never been before. So I guess I nurture it and take extra kindness and care as I welcome it into my wardrobe. So I'm all about embracing the pre-loved market. And I have to say, I've been shopping in the pre-loved market for many, many years before it became fashionable. And initially, when I first started shopping in the pre-loved market, I used to be really embarrassed and shy about saying to people, oh, it's secondhand, because I felt like people judged and it was like, ooh, isn't that dirty? And now it's actually really cool to buy pre-loved. It's smart, it's intelligent, it's respectful towards the environment. And I'm so glad that we're shifting towards this space, because I think the pre-loved market, we've only seen the beginning of this. It's going to become even more powerful and even have more weight. And one thing I would love to see, I'm just going to go off the top for a second. I would love to see brands have their own pre-loved section within their store. Even like furniture brands would be really cool, where, you know, they take back your items and sell them pre-loved in their own shop. That would be great to see, that complete and utter embracement of the secondhand economy. Now, my favorite places to buy pre-loved items are the group on Facebook called High End, which anyone can now join. I also love the buy, sell, swap groups on Facebook. So you can find, you know, the Zimmerman buy, love, sell swap group. You can find a Country Road one. You can find a Cotton On one. You can find a Dion Lee one. You can find a Camilla and Mark one. It's actually really easy to find your favorite brands on the secondhand economy. And of course, there's always eBay as well. And if you're on Instagram, a couple of accounts that I really love to follow are a Persefair, which sell a wide range of amazing luxury handbags, really well priced, and they also have great sales. There's also Trading in Style, which has a physical shop as well as a great online presence. And they have a great range, very similar to, I guess, High End, but a great range of Australian designer labels as well as European. And of course, there's the Real Real and the Vestiaire Collective. And of course, as I mentioned, eBay. I'm also really happy to sell my stuff on the secondhand economy. Whilst this doesn't really happen as often because I wear everything in my wardrobe and I don't need to get rid of it, but there are times in my life where, you know, my body shape has changed, I don't fit into something, or it's not grabbing me in the right places. I'm more than happy to let that item go. And if I do that, the money I get from it, I normally put it towards a $1,000 project. But again, if I'm saving up for something that is really special, I'm happy to allow myself to put that money towards that next special purchase. Now, the second thing that I do when it comes to shopping is I think about my wardrobe. Okay, I'm going to sound OCD and a little bit loopy, so bear with me. But I like to think of my wardrobe as a mini shop, a shop within my bedroom. If you think about it, when you go shopping, like, and you think about your favorite stores, I would pretty much guarantee that most of you like shopping in a store where it's organized, it's neat. Things are grouped together in the right sections. It's color-coded, it's harmoniously structured and organized, so you can seamlessly move from one rack to the other, from one shelf to the, you know, you can see everything, you don't have to move things around. And yes, there are certain shops where people love to like get in there and get in the deep end and like sift through stuff. And those people I think are really, really talented. I'm just not someone like, I like to see everything in my wardrobe. All my clothing, shoes, and accessories must be in the one room. If I catch myself trying to stash coats and dresses into my children's wardrobe, that is a red flag. That is an alarm bell that goes off in my head that I have gone too far. I've overshopped. It's time to rein it in and to simply declutter and reorganize my space. I also like to make sure that I can see everything within my wardrobe. I like to be able to open up the wardrobe doors and feel like it's structured, it's organized, it's color coded from light to dark, all the skirts are together, all the pants are together, all the blouses are together, because it means that I can get dressed quickly and easily without having to think too much. It means that all my outfits are going to work well together, and I'm able to, I guess, maximize my outfits without having to maximize my items. I'm able to make the most of having some key items or garments in my wardrobe that allow me to create and style in different ways to maximize my look. And I can wear a blouse with 5 different pants and skirt combinations and create different looks. So in a nutshell, I like my wardrobe to be really neat and organized. I like the jumpers to be folded up so that they would look like they would be folded up as if I was walking in a shop. And I don't like my items to be crushed and squashed, because not only does this damage the garment, run the risk of, buttons coming off or things catching, getting creased and crushed, which will also, waste me a lot of time and energy because I have to re-steam or re-iron things, which is not very efficient for my lifestyle. It means that my items last a lot longer. They always look brand new. I take pride and care in making sure that I take care of my clothes, not leaving things on the ground, hanging things up, putting them back where they belong. And there's an energy when you do that. You take pride. You use like a ritual or a passage. There's something you get back from your wardrobe where you don't feel the need to replace things or looking for the next best blouse or the next best fashionable dress. The third thing that I like to do, and this is something that I have to admit I have neglected probably over the last year, and I think that's just because I've been sleep deprived with Apple and studying and work, but is actually experiment, have a creative play session in my wardrobe. And this is something I used to do actually when before Apple arrived, and I would do it when Rocco was asleep at nighttime, or I would sometimes even do it with Rocco awake. I'd let him sit in my bed and I'd pull out outfits and I'd have a little fashion show and try things on and ask him what he thought. And this is something you can actually do with your kids. Allow your kids to have a go at dressing you. Let them pick a top and a skirt and some shoes and a handbag and see what they might put together for you. It could be a really fun, beautiful bonding experience for both of you. But you get to have creative play. You get to pull things out of your wardrobe that you forgot perhaps were there because they were sitting in the corners or the depths of your dark wardrobe. You pull things out, have a creative play session. And I can't tell you how much money this has actually saved me, because I would have like a special event, say a wedding coming up, and I would justify to myself that this was, I'd have to go and buy something new because I've got this wedding coming up. When the reality is I actually had everything. And by having that, allowing the space and time and energy for that creative play session, I would realize I actually have a really beautiful dress. And if I wore that beautiful dress with those really cool shoes and this clutch, and then pulled out these earrings and styled my hair in this way and did this type of makeup look, I actually had the perfect outfit already. And this has saved me so much money, because originally I was going to go and spend, say, $400 on a brand new dress that I didn't need and would be taking up very valuable space in my wardrobe, which I'm careful about giving away, because as I said, I like space in my wardrobe where I can pull things apart quickly and easily, look at things and know that they're not being squished and squashed and damaged. The fourth rule or attitude or approach that I take when it comes to shopping mindfully and respecting fashion is being really fussy and selective of my brands and where I choose to shop. I'll actually only shop at a few different stores or with a few different brands, and they are Zimmermann, Camilla and Mark, Frame Denim, Scallon and Theodore, and I can now admit I have included Age, which is an Australian brand. It's really important for me that I am fussy, because if I have, say, 15 different favorite stores, there is 15 sources of temptation and triggers which could jeopardize my journey as I try and achieve my financial goals. So it almost quarantines or handicaps triggers or temptation. There's also a couple of other practical, important benefits that come from doing this. Number one, it saves me a lot of time. I don't need to go to 15 different stores or 15 different websites to look at fashion. The other thing is I know that these brands, when I'm fussy because I've picked them and I like them, is I know that their quality is very good. I also know that there's a consistency in the cuts and the colors that they use. A classic example of this is Scallon and Theodore. If I go and buy, say, a crepe jacket from them, I know that the material is really durable. It's going to last a really long time. It's going to really fit my body type and the way that, where I have curves and where I don't have curves. And I know that the color scheme is going to work for other items within my wardrobe, even though they may be, say, from Scanlan's collection, say 5 or 6 years ago. So there's a consistency, and it'll, again, that concept of allowing key pieces within your wardrobe to help maximize your wardrobe is really important. And it helps when you stick to, shopping exclusively with, say, 4 or 5 different stores. Another more important thing that has become increasingly more important to me is shopping in a sustainable way. I now make an effort to look at online what stores are considered ethical fashion producers. And a great way of doing this is if they don't have anything on their website, it normally means they don't have any policies in place. And what I do is I really respect that people and brands are leaning into this process. So while they may not be 100% ethical or sustainable, they have an active plan in place. They're taking proactive steps right now to become more ethical, to become more kind to our planet, to take into consideration their staff and workplace safety. This is really important to me. And it is hard at times because, for example, Zara is a brand that I have really liked to shop at in the past. And I now really don't let myself shop there. I don't even let myself go into the store, really, because they don't have a good enough policy in place. And I can see that they are making and taking the right steps, but they're not at a level yet where I feel ready to support them with handing over my hard-earned money to buy their products. I want to see them slow down more before I go and support this. So having these, I guess, exclusive, fussy, demanding rules in place keeps me in check. And so I do feel good about when I do buy something because I'm supporting the right people. I'm also supporting and respecting my own financial goals and my own values and guidelines in shopping in a minimalistic way within my wardrobe and having those key pieces that work with all the other key pieces within my wardrobe. Now, once I'm in a store, and this is assuming I've headed to my local shopping mall, or even if I'm looking online, I really zoom in online and in person and look at the quality. Items can look great in a store as they're hanging up on a coat hanger and no one's even tried it on yet. But I ask myself, how is this going to look after, say, 4 or 5 washes? Is the color still going to be strong, or is it going to start to fade? Is the thread going to be strong and the buttons still going to be intact? Does it need to be dry cleaned? This is an important thing because sometimes these beautiful dresses that we can buy, you end up spending more money on the dry cleaning than the actual dress costs. And also, is it going to sustain repeated dry cleaning? I've had dresses that have faded over time, or dresses that have started to look a bit tired or worn out because they have to be dry cleaned, and I've realized that was a mistake, and I've changed my ways. Looking at how's the stitching going to hold up. Is the fabric really delicate? I've got young children with sticky fingers. I've got 2 dogs, one of which is a chocolate Labrador that quite often can slobber on me. I need to be realistic as to what my lifestyle looks like. I would love to fill my wardrobe with beautiful, flowing, floaty dresses, but the reality of my life right now, particularly in a post-COVID world, is I'm sitting behind a desk. I need to be wearing a blouse or some sort of smart top, and what's below can be something like a casual pair of jeans or a denim skirt. My lifestyle involves walking the dogs, doing the school run, going to the supermarket and grabbing, the groceries, maybe heading to, the gym or, to my favorite Pilates class. All these things, I need to think about my lifestyle because it's a waste of money to go and spend a whole pile of money on things that I would create my fantasy lifestyle when the reality of my life is, in casual wear. And at the moment, getting dressed up for me is, quite often just walking around the corner, grabbing a takeaway pizza or having a bottle of wine in, at a local bar or pub for me. So investing the ratio of my money into luxury high-end dresses just isn't practical or smart for me right now. So not only to stop and take the time to think about your style and what you're gravitated towards and the key items that you have in your wardrobe and how you want to buy things that match and work with those in harmony and unison, but also thinking about the reality of your life. Do you spend your time going to the gym? Do you spend your time in meetings, presenting to people, seeing clients? Or are you like me, working from home a lot, working remotely, doing Zoom meetings? Think about what it is you actually need. What is the reality of your life? Now, coming to the color palette, this is really important. Again, spending time about what colors make you feel happy. What colors make you feel calm? What colors make you feel focused? What colors make you feel inspired? This is, where I think I'm really gravitated to color blue. It makes me feel clean. It makes me feel calm. It makes me feel like happy and inspired, and then applying that, into my wardrobe. Also the color of pink, it makes me feel soft and feminine and nurtured. And without even thinking, I realized the color of Mindful Money is predominantly blue with touches of pink in there. Rocco and Tom, I think, are wearing pink, if I remember correctly. And I think even Giuseppe might be wearing a pink collar. Having an outfit that the color scheme works harmoniously so that you can shine, your personality can shine, and those colors also reflect back into yourself internally and allow you to shine inside. These are things that are really important to you. And again, as I said, sticking to stores and brands in an exclusive, fussy way, you'll see the consistency of that color scheme, and you'll know that those colors work throughout the seasons of the years from that particular brand. Now, once I've gone through all of these things, I then come to this question. I'm going to sound again a little bit loopy, but I ask myself this question before I buy something. How would I feel if I bought this item and then next week I found something similar but was better and something that I liked more? How would I feel? Now, this is where the magic or the genius of this lies, is in the answer. If I say to myself, oh, well, I'd feel really frustrated and annoyed that I rushed out and bought that item would be like this, but in a slightly better color or a more saturated color, or the collar would be a bit more like this or that. That's a sign to put the item down, or to click out of the shop and walk out of the shop, or close out of the shop. Get out of there. That item is not something that you will love, value, use, and appreciate. It's good, but it's not perfect. So therefore, it's not good enough for you. However, if I catch myself saying, well, no, I actually really love this. I know I'm really going to wear it. I know it's going to go with everything. And I feel a sense of confidence and security in knowing, yep, this is right. This is going to work really well. I'm going to enjoy wearing this, and it feels really nice even just wearing it in the changing room, or even just I'm getting excited looking at it online. And my answer is, well, there's nothing that's going to really come close because this is perfect. Only then do I allow myself to go ahead and purchase that item. And whatever way my answer goes, I always stop and show gratitude and acknowledge the rules, these guidelines that have helped me spend money responsibly and wisely, and allowed me to enjoy these purchases guilt-free and get maximum joy and pleasure out of these purchases. Even so, and I should say actually particularly so, when the answer has been a negative answer and it's forced me to put that item down or come back to it at a later time. It allows me to give myself a pat on my back for being responsible, being respectful towards money and the way that I choose to spend money, and of course, the way that I choose to consume. I'm not consuming in a mindless, disrespectful, high consumption way. I'm honoring my financial well-being as well as my, wellness internally. Now, once I've purchased something, I take it home. If I have time, I'll try it on. If I don't have time to try it on, I'll hold it up and maybe see what handbags or shoes might go with it. Or I might lie it on my bed and grab a few things and place it next to it to see how it looks. And then I will hang it up and I will introduce it to the rest of the items in my wardrobe, my mini shop within my bedroom. Hang it up in the right place, hanging the right way, and see how it looks in my wardrobe. And that is when I know I've hit adequate sufficiency. I feel full, but not stuffed. And again, coming back to treating my wardrobe like a mini shop within my bedroom, I show respect and kindness towards what I've purchased. I give it the respect of being put away back in its home, its new home, where it belongs. If I ever catch myself keeping that shopping bag in the back of my car or at the back of my wardrobe, it is a red flag or a sign to myself that I have not respectfully followed my rules or my steps or my formula, and I have potentially, I guess you could say, cheated or tried to cut corners on my shopping experience. And I need to stop, acknowledge that, explore where I went wrong, and learn from my mistakes. And on that note, as I said, occasionally, once in a blue moon, I do make a regretful purchase. I don't beat myself up about it, but I do spend time understanding where I got wrong. Was I shopping in a hurry? Was there an emotional thing going on in my life and where I bought that? And I either, I draw a line in the sand, I either return it back to the shop if I can, and I can't tell you the amount of people I know who they just can't be bothered returning things. I think that's just madness. Just return it. It's money back into your bank account. Or if it's too late, I will then go and sell it online, and I will, sell it quickly. And occasionally I might even sell something through my Instagram account, but I'll happily put it on eBay, even Gumtree, or put it on the buy, sell, swaps groups on Facebook. But I acknowledge the rule, I learn from my mistake, and I move on. And that is really important, not to beat yourself up about this. We all do make slip-ups every now and again. But every time there's a slip-up, it's an opportunity to do it better next time and to learn a better way. So when I stand back and look at my wardrobe, I look at everything and I absolutely love it. And I'm not saying this to be smug or arrogant, but to be honest with you, I do love everything in my wardrobe. I love, use, value, and appreciate everything in there. I have items in my wardrobe that are over 9 years old, actually even 10 years old. And I still get the same amount of joy when I put those clothes on as I do for the clothes that I've just recently purchased. And once I have gone shopping, I do this, and this is the final hack that I'm going to share with you, but I simply stop. Whether it be buying, say, one item, or whether I be buying, say, doing a shop for, say, a new season, say I might buy like 4 or 5 items in one big hit. That is it. I'm done. I simply close the doors to the shop, whether it be online or my local shopping center. I don't go there. I'm done. I've reached adequate sufficiency. I have everything I need. And I do not need to go and fill up on additional things, because that's going to leave me, just like if I was to leave that beautiful restaurant after eating that beautiful healthy meal and go home and eat that bucket of ice cream, it's going to leave me feeling sick and feeling regretful. It undoes all the hard work from eating that beautiful, fresh, healthy meal and following a respectful guideline in the way that we eat. It's the same with shopping. You see, if I go and buy, for example, I shared on my personal Instagram account the other day, I went shopping to Age and I bought, I think, 5 key pieces from their store, which I'd saved up my money for, and went in with the intention of buying some key pieces to get me through spring, summer, and autumn, and I worked out the color palette. I did research online before I went to the store, so I knew exactly what I wanted to try on. I budgeted all my money up front, so I didn't create any debt whatsoever. And I bought things that I had for events coming up and things that I knew I could wear with casual jeans for my lifestyle. Anyway, since buying that, I haven't gone to the shops at all. Since buying those items, I don't jump on the Age website anymore. I don't jump on any websites anymore. I don't go to the shopping center at all. I might go to grab rock or something or go to the grocery shopping, but I don't feel the desire to go into those stores because I don't want to surround myself with temptation. I feel adequate sufficiency, and that is really important to me. And this, if you just bear with me for a second, I'm going to explain something to you. If I was to go and buy, for example, a beautiful dress that I absolutely loved, valued, and appreciated, was really excited about wearing, and then the next week I went and bought another dress, I would be disrespecting that first dress, and I would be diluting all the joy that I got from that previous purchase, and that wouldn't feel good. So as I said, I absolutely love, value, use everything in my wardrobe. I wear my clothes. I have fun getting dressed. I get joy out of planning an outfit in the lead up to an event. I look at fashion as a creative expression for what exists within myself, within all of ourselves, so that we can get dressed quickly and easily and with pleasure and move through our lives with more confidence, comfort, and kindness. So I guess from today's podcast, I want to make sure that when you invest in any purchase, whether it be a dress, a pair of shoes, a handbag, you do it with respect, confidence, and kindness. So the next time you're online or in your local shopping center, hopefully you will hear my voice in your head, helping you guide you through making better purchases. Rethinking your attitude, your ideas, your approaches, your tips or hacks in the way that you choose to shop. And these tips, or one of these tips, or all of these tips, allow you to make better purchases, but less purchases, where you are feeling properly, fashionably fulfilled. And so is your bank account and financial goals. All right, everyone, I really hope that you have enjoyed listening to this fashionable podcast today. If you enjoyed it, please feel free to share it. And of course, I would greatly appreciate it if you could stop and take the time to leave a rating and a review for this podcast channel. All right, everyone, enjoy, have a fantastic week ahead, and ciao for now.